First Methodist Church of Pasadena and their men said that there was a definite necessity in Los Angeles to train Mexican boys because the city didn't offer any education of possibilities for a vocational school for Mexican boys. So the men got very busy and they tried to get something. So I think it was 1909, something like that, or that they got enough money together. They pushed it and found a property and they got it ready. And in 1914, they had their first student.
Hi, my name is Walter Dominguez, and I'm a documentary filmmaker. And the reason I'm speaking today is I want to talk about the importance of the Spanish American Institute. Spanish American Institute was very unique in that it came about during a time where the public school system in the United States was segregated. White Anglo-Americans controlled the school systems, and the best schools were the ones that the children attended. But those of other races, Mexican background, Asian, Filipino, African American, were segregated into schools that never had the funding and never had the quality of teaching that was sufficient to really teach the kids much. So it was very important that young immigrants were given the opportunity to learn English, learn how to speak it properly, and learn how to read and write.
Well, every young man there had a different story. Mine was no papa, and then my mother died when I was about 12, roughly. And my sister had just gotten married, and my brother-in-law had just gotten back from Germany. And it was difficult for them to have a young boy in their bedroom or house, whatever. And I was being full of anger and rage, so on and so forth, so they had to find a place for me called that, or the juvenile hall, we'll say. So he had gone to SAI, and they enrolled me there.
And we had boys from all kinds of actions. The courts, sometimes when a crime had happened and and boys were left alone and no place to go, and or there had some tragedy in their family, the courts would assign the boys to SAI. And they were welcome, and nobody would know what happened in their lives. We had some boys in that category, needy boys. So we gave them a place to live, a home, and a family.
For me, it was awakening. This is a life that I never knew existed. Coming from Tijuana, poor areas, everything was gold. But anyway, the first year that I was there, we learned English because I didn't know how to speak English when I first came here. So we had Mr. Alcala, who was my English professor, and we went through the whole 6 months of training, almost a year of training on English. After that, I went to see Mr. Howard, and he says, "What grade would you like to try?" And I said, "Well, I think I'll try 6th grade." At that time, I was only 12. And he says, "Okay, you can try that. If you don't like that, you can always move it up." So I stayed there and finished Gardena Elementary School in 6th grade. Then I went on to Perry Junior High School, and then on to Cal Poly.
I remember the vegetable garden. I mean, it's quite large, you know, before the freeway was there. What was it, the 110 freeway was on back of it. We had tomatoes and potatoes, string beans. We used to take turns, you know, selling, vegetables. A lot of people stopped by. It was a big street, Figueroa was a big street going all the way down there. So that was a really good experience. But I think what I enjoyed more was being part of the dairy. And we used to go to take some of our cows to the LA County Fair and show dairy cattle down there. We also had pigs, all purebred pigs and chickens, rabbits, but everything was all purebred and very scientific.
When Mr. Silverthorne, Dr. Silverthorne would be gone, and maybe you were gone or something, we'd go out to the barn and ride the bulls. That was, we played rodeo, say, hell, what we did. And
We had quite a bull.
yeah, you're 80, 90, you weigh 80, 90 pounds. You know, a bull that weighs a couple hundred pounds is a big deal to you. So when upper management was gone, we'd be out there for a good part of the day riding bulls and cows and whatever, you know, riding pigs, you know, get thrown, whatever, you know. So we had our fun in that way, you know, where some of the guys were into athletics, you know, baseball, football, and track, you know. I was too small for that. But I left a lot there, left some anger and some hate there, and I took a lot with me. Because as time went on, and I really enjoy the rodeos now, you know, being a former participant. You know.
I saw you.
Yeah, you did? And, you know, a lot of times I look back and I think to myself, it was a good deal for me. It was a good experience because it beats juvenile hall, we'll say, you know, or other things like that, you know.
Things that I remember about SCI was that there was something unique, something Christian, very loving. Dr. Sufferton was a very loving person. It makes you feel at home. I mean, you might be a stranger, but once you met him, you were somebody. And as I recall, Mrs. Sufferton was in charge of arts and crafts, wood carving. And she will find something about you that she enjoy very much. I will be carving, then she will come over and she'll be, oh, that is so nice, Raul. Why don't you keep it up? You're doing such a great job. And it will stimulate you to become a better person, a better artist. And so that kind of mothering, kind of love and discipline brought quite a bit of understanding of what people are all about. My family was very poor, they didn't have any money. But thank you to my brother and thank you to SCI, I'm all I am today.
The Spanish American Institute is now an organization dedicated to providing scholarships to young students. Anything is possible. If you really want something and you're willing to work hard, you will achieve it, and nothing can stand in your way, and many people will extend a helping hand.